Yes, hello friends, and welcome to our special Saturday gaming role play relay, where we're going to be playing 2 back-to-back sessions of a brand new game, Lord of the Rings for 5th edition, produced by our friends at Free League Publishing. And I get to play with a bunch of great people here and for a good cause. So I should probably get to my notes here. Welcome, brave adventurers, to the enchanting world of J.R.R. Tolkien. As the sun's golden rays dance through the emerald canopies of its rolling hills, a world of wonder and magic unfolds before your very eyes. Here, where time seems to slow its pace and the cares of the outside world fade away, a grand adventure awaits. Today, we bring you a very special 2-shot adventure set in the Shire, utilizing a new set of rules developed by Free League Publishing and supporting a fantastic organization called No Kid Hungry. Yes. It's our annual No Kid Hungry fundraising week, 2 weeks. We're going to get to all of that in a moment, but first I want to introduce you to these amazing players who have agreed to come and play games on a Saturday to do good things for kids. And welcome in Andy, Ashley, Sid, and Shiv. Great to have you all here. Please, as we go around the table, I would love for you to introduce yourself. Tell us anything that you want to promote or say about what we're doing today, and then tell us a little bit about who you're playing. And we will start with Ashley.
Hey everybody, I'm Ashley, Minnesota Views 99 on Twitter. And I am playing for you Primula Brandybuck. And she is a prim and proper little hobbit with fluffy light brown hair, and she is well-spoken, I guess, is kind of what they say in this pre-made, pre-generated character sheet. You can find me on Tuesdays on this channel for Heroes of Greyhawk, where I play a problematic character. And I think she's funny, so come by.
She's a sweetheart.
Oh my goodness, she is so fun. Anyway, I'm happy to be here.
Hey, thanks, Ashley. And Ashley will be reprising the role of Primula in our afternoon session as well. So Ashley is pulling double duty today because she wants to raise money for the kids. You'll see some information throughout the day in our chat, how you can also get involved helping kids have access to meals. Let's jump over to Andy.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Andy, also known as Andy G3D, here on Twitch and on Twitter and other places around the internet. You can find me here Tuesdays playing Greyhawk, having a good time. But today I will be playing Paladin Took, a young hobbit still in his tweens, which is 20-something for hobbits. And currently settled down as a farmer, but is eager to go on adventures. So looking forward to it.
Heck yeah. Glad you're here, Andy. It's always fun to play with you. And we haven't had a chance to play outside of Greyhawk for a while. So great to have you here. Yeah. Really excited. Thanks for
Should we
for
be
being here.
saying your last name as Took? Is that canon?
Paladin Took?
Took?
That might be the Minnesota accent coming through, but
okay. I was just like, is this
Took, however you want to do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it's
a regional thing.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
I watched a video on Took genealogy last night. So
did you really? There's a video about that?
Oh yeah, you better believe
Andy's been doing research.
Yeah.
There's research going on. Wow.
Tolkien did it and people make videos about it. So
is that how it works?
He was a linguist, like a lot of, like he invented like the Elvish language based on others. Like,
I'm just going to get it out there right now. You know, there's a lot of lore out there from Tolkien's work. We love every bit of it.
Yep.
If we get it wrong here today, that's okay. We're raising money for kids. We're not Tolkien scholars. And if you want to say took, or toke, you can say whatever you want.
I mean, that sounds character appropriate, isn't it?
All right. Let's keep moving. Sid, welcome in, my friend.
Hello, I'm Sid. You can find me on the socials underscore Sundance Sid, and today I'll be playing. Well, this morning I'll be playing Rory Mac Brandybuck, brother to Primula. He who will soon inherit the title of Master of Buckland. For the moment, he's a stout half hobbit, suspicious of anything uncanny, and always ready to defend his sister. So let's have some fun.
Oh
Yeah.
Heck yeah, awesome. Great to have you here. This is the first time that we've had a chance to play together, so I'm very excited to have you back on the guild channel. Super excited for this game. Last but not least, our man from the UK, Shiv.
Hello everybody. It is I, your friend Shiv from across the pond, over the vast blue ocean, and you can find me everywhere at IOShiv. And today I shall be playing Drogo Baggins. And, you know, he's about 57 years old. He's quite the proper hobbit, the messenger of the Shire and the Hobbiton and all that sort of area. And he's a little bit overweight. So let's see if he can shed some poundage.
Well, we're going to be doing a lot of walking, so we'll get some steps in.
Let's hope so.
Awesome. Well, you guys, go ahead, Ashley.
You think
Sorry.
they would have invented shoes like they're doing so much walking with
I
these big
mean,
feet?
have you
I
ever
don't know.
seen the bottom of a hobbit foot? It's like
Have you?
vibrant
It's like
soles. Yeah,
Like leather.
it
all
really
right.
is. There's even traction on them. It's amazing. Yes, some people say my feet are as hairy as a hobbit's. Okay, fine. That's out there now. Okay. All right, you guys, thank you so much for the introductions. It's getting awkward already, which I love. Shiv, I'm going to hand it over to you to tell us a little bit about what we're doing today.
Okay, so as most of you probably know, we're not just here to play games today. As fun as this is, it's for a worthy cause. We're here to raise some money for a fantastic cause called No Kids Hungry, a fantastic organization whose primary goal is to end childhood hunger and ensure that all children have access to healthy and nutritious meals, because we all love a healthy, nutritious hot meal. They support existing programs with funding, resources, and technical assistance, and have helped expand summer meal programs when many children do not have the access to school-based meals. We are excited to be back for a third year, so this is great to be involved in this third year of fundraising. And with your support, all of you watching at home, we will make a real difference in the lives of every hungry child, and that is worth hanging your hat on, I feel.
Heck yeah. Thank you, Shiv. I do appreciate you putting it into context because, yeah, we have this amazing TTRPG community that is very generous and looks out for each other. And we are blessed to be able to team up with a bunch of streamers, including Phoenixy Wacky, The Wanderer's Haven, all the players that you're going to see on all three of those channels throughout these 2 weeks, putting in time, having a good time, but also doing it for a good cause. And we've got Bleak Season, who's producing this morning's game. And right now, Bleak has up on the screen a menu, if you will, of different in-game donations and rewards that you can donate to the players and or the lore master, myself, as we play today's game. And those donations will also go straight to Tiltify, which will send that money straight to our friends at No Kid Hungry. And as Shiv explained, they take that funding and do really good things with it. So really important for you to take a look at that. And if you can make a donation, please do. If you're unable to make a donation, please hang out with us, help spread the word about the organization No Kid Hungry, and give those opportunities to donate to some folks that maybe have that option. Now, it's with great gratitude that we want to extend our sincerest thanks to Free League Publishing, the masterminds behind this Lord of the Rings 5th edition role-playing version. They have bestowed upon us the key to unlock the gates of Middle-earth and immerse ourselves in the rich tapestry of Tolkien's world. They have also bestowed upon us some rather sweet giveaways today. So what's going to happen is that, my friends, for every $5 that you donate today during today's game, this morning, you will receive one ticket. And that ticket will give you one chance to win a digital copy of the Lord of the Rings role-playing game by Free League Games. So that means if you donate $5, you will be helping to purchase meals for kids. You will also be getting one chance in the giveaway. If you donate $20, for example, to give the lore master advantage, you'll get 4 chances to win, and so on. So the more you donate, the more chances you have to win, and we will be selecting a lucky winner at the end of tonight's game. So please keep that in mind as well. We really appreciate Free League Games for their awesome support of our efforts here this week and next week as well. We've got games coming up, which we'll tell you about towards the end of today's session. So, in this land of hobbits and heroes, ancient legends, and unsung bravery, we step into the roles of these valiant individuals chosen to shape the course of history. From the cozy comforts of Bag End to the thriving hub of Hobbiton, we find ourselves in the heart of the Shire, a place of resplendent beauty and unyielding spirit. And as we journey forth, we shall encounter both friend and foe, traversing winding pathways through lush meadows and dense forests and babbling brooks. Our senses shall be serenaded by the melodies of cheerful birdsong, and our hearts uplifted by the laughter of merry hobbits. For this is the land that knows not of darkness and despair, right? Right? Perhaps? May our paths be filled with adventure, our hearts filled with courage, and our souls forever enriched by the wonders that await us in this land of imagination. Together, let us shape the destiny of the Shire and create a tale that shall be spoken of for generations to come. I'm really excited, you guys, to do this. I have been in love with Tolkien's stuff for a long, long time. Back in the day, playing Middle-earth role-playing game, way back in the day, if anybody's familiar with that. And now Free League Publishing has put this out, which makes it super accessible to those of you who are out there playing 5th edition. You got to check it out. I think it just came out like this week. So definitely you're going to want to check this out. All right. How are we doing? Everybody ready to do this?
Yeah.
Let's go.
get it.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So we find ourselves dressed in our finest attire, gathered on the lush lawn at Bag End, where you visit with one another with none other than Bilbo Baggins. The evening sun is casting a warm glow and illuminating a meticulously manicured garden and the quaint round door of Bilbo Baggins' abode. And only just yesternoon, Primula and Rormac received a letter from their father Gorbadoc, the current master of Brandywine. And that letter reads as follows. My dearest children, I hope this letter finds you well and that you have enjoyed a peaceful and well-fed time with Cousin Bilbo. However, I'm writing now to entreat you to return home. There are growing rumors of some dark hound, a beast of malice and shadow, sowing fear along the road back here in Buckland. I would urge you to make your journey home, lest this rumor prove to be anything but. Please give my best to Bilbo, and I look forward to seeing you once more safe and sound at Brandybuck Hall. You have taken note of this letter from your father and perhaps shared the information with your fellow travelers, Paladin Took and Drogo Baggins. The 4 of you now, this evening, perhaps your last afternoon with Bilbo, listening intently, hanging on every word as Cousin Bilbo spins yarns of adventure and danger, his traveling fellowship with fierce dwarven warriors, dinner with wicked trolls, taking counsel with Master Elrond of Rivendell, and a treacherous expedition to the Misty Mountains. Of course, you've heard many of Bilbo's stories before, but they never seem to grow tiresome. You see, the 4 of you might be what you call kindred spirits with Bilbo. Adventurous sorts amongst hobbits who like none other than to stay put and stay out of trouble. But not you. No, not you in the least. Now then, as Bilbo begins to recite a harrowing tale of a dark creature that he discovered in the depths of the mountains, who he outwitted with a bit of quick thinking riddlecraft, the sky to the south to the southeast begins to transform. A faint, shimmering light echoes, catching your attention, drawing your gaze towards the horizon of the East Farthing. Then, like a canvas coming to life, a mesmerizing display of dazzling colors bursts forth. painting the sky with hues that seem to defy imagination. Streaks of vibrant crimson, fiery orange, and celestial blues intertwine, creating a dance of ethereals, weaving a radiant tapestry. An awe-inspiring spectacle, to say the least. And a hush falls over the party, all eyes fixed upon the display unfolding. Bilbo breaks the silence by exclaiming, "Those must be Gandalf's old fireworks! But why would they be in the East Farthing? The hills of Scary, by the looks of it. Oh, no, this cannot be. Old Primrose was told to keep them safe at the Buffin estate. This won't do. And he starts pacing back and forth. Before you can so much as say pop and hop, Bilbo is planning an adventure. One to set off and retrieve what he calls the last of Gandalf's party favors. He informs you that years ago, Gandalf entrusted the remainder of his fireworks to none other than Primrose Boffin, now Bracegirdle, Lobelia's mother. You know Lobelia, of course. Primrose, who went to live at Hardbottle after marriage, recently moved back to the Yale, where she was born. You listen to all of this sort of history unfold about who's married to who and where they lived and where they moved. But judging by the dazzling lights, it seems as though perhaps someone in the Scary Hills must have obtained the fireworks and put them to use again. Perhaps in the danger of setting fire. Bilbo continues, "Fireworks are not a thing to be handled carelessly. And if they won't be responsible, then I know a safe place for them." He looks to the four of you. Would you please do me a favor on your travels back home to Buckland? Would you stop and look in on what is happening in the Scary Hills, perhaps recovering Gandalf's fireworks for me before they fall into the hands of someone who, well, might lose those hands?
All right, I think we could probably do that. I mean, you don't think that they're just, having a party over there or something?
Well, I mean, parties are part of our lives, but those fireworks, my dear, are quite dangerous.
I suppose it might be up to us to go over there and, grab them away from people that might be blowing off their fingers. What do you think, Rory Mac?
Yeah, sure.
See? He thinks it's a great idea. Paladin?
Sounds like a worthwhile detour on our way home.
Well, I think I'll look after it. We'll look out for it, Cousin Bilbo. Don't you worry. We'll look into it for you.
Thank you. That makes me feel so much better. Yes, there's so much to do here at Big End, although I do have a desire to strike out on adventure of my own, I know that the four of you will make the Baggins name proud and do the right thing.
I'm already a Baggins.
Are you then?
Second cousin.
Oh yes. Yes,
hard
of
to
course
keep
you are.
track of these.
I look at everybody else like, I'm his family. He doesn't remember me.
It's a big family.
You're his least favorite.
Lots of cousins.
So many.
That's like,
Oh,
I don't know who I am anymore.
it's okay, old chap. And he pats you on the back. I'm sure you'll do me
chap.
proud.
Don't even know my name.
What was it again? Drogo Baggins.
Drogo Baggins. Yeah,
The name is Drogo.
I don't know. I just got given it, sir. Right, I'm going to go wait outside. I'm going to go wait outside.
Well, now that he's out of the picture. Is there anything that I can do to help you prepare for your journey?
I think we could do with a bit of food.
Of
Maybe
course.
some provisions for
Yes.
the long journey.
I'll fix you some bundles, some sweet cakes, some smoked meats, some fresh fruit, more sweet cakes. Paladin?
Could you spare some pipeweed?
Yes, we've got some of the best pipe weed in the West Farthing. Old
tad
Toby. Perhaps we should smoke on it now.
Don't
Or we
mind
could
if I
set off
do.
tomorrow.
I mean,
No.
Yeah,
Puts my head back in.
is there a great rush?
Well, the only rush that I could see would be one of your long-lost cousins through some sort of long lineage of marriage that we won't get into.
Third cousin's voice removed, I believe.
Could blow their hand off
Ooh,
as he's stuffing his pipe full of old Toby.
that would not be good.
He blows a huge smoke ring that just wafts through the area where you're having your picnic across the table. Does anybody else partake in a bit of pipe craft?
Paladin will try to blow smoke rings the best he can, but doesn't really succeed.
Do you want to roll for it and see
Yeah.
how you do?
Let's do it.
All right. So let's see. There's got to be a pipe smoking skill in Lord of the Rings 5th edition by Free League Publishing.
Is this Dex?
Let's
Probably
go
got to be
with
performance.
yeah, I was going to say
Performance.
performance as well.
Performance.
All right.
Yep.
Hmm. Let's see. That would be
As Andy is evaluating his role, I would just want to make sure that everybody who's watching knows that you can donate advantages to our players. For a $10 donation to No Kid Hungry, you can identify which of the players you'd like to give an advantage. So when they roll, they can roll 2 d20s and take the better of the 2. That also will earn you 2 entries in our giveaway. Andy, what did you roll, my friend?
sorry, my character sheet got scaled up in a weird way. It's 15 actually.
15. All right. Is anybody else going to partake?
I'll partake.
Yes.
Yeah, Rory
I'll give it a
partakes.
go. Yeah, I'll have a shot as well.
Yeah, do it. Rory, give us a roll, and Drogo as well. Camilla, are you do you smoke the pipe weed?
Oh, that's a dirty 20.
No, I think
Ooh.
she's not going to partake in this.
Okay.
I got a 22.
Oh
So
my gosh.
I'm going for the big shit. Like the
So you watch as Bilbo's ring kind of wafts across the table and sort of just hangs there for a minute, and then Paladin, you give your exhale, and you have these like 2 rings that are right after each other that kind of go through the middle of it, and then they kind of separate and dissipate with the breeze as Bilbo's hangs there for just 1 second longer and disappears. And then Rormac, what does your smoke ring look like as you blow it across with that dirty 20?
So it's just a big plume that goes in through Bilbo's smoke ring and disperses and flows around it.
Oh, very nice. He's very impressed. And Drogo, how about you?
I'm going to go for just like a figure 8 that goes through each of their rings and like something really fancy just comes out.
Oh my God.
Never doubt a Baggins.
Good show, young Drago.
Yeah.
Drogo.
Yeah.
Oh,
They call me the Dragon of Hobbiton, would you believe, with this sort of action? But there we go. I've made that up.
Poppycock,
That's
there
not
hasn't
true.
been a dragon around here for centuries.
No, there hasn't been. I just made that up, trying to impress people. Thanks.
You don't have to try to impress Drogo. Just being who you are is impressive enough.
Thank you.
Very well. We've prepared bundles of goodies and snacks so that you can have your breakfast, second breakfast, luncheon,
11sies.
11sies, afternoon tea,
Dinner, supper, tea. Yeah.
yes, and perhaps even a dessert in there for you.
Ooh.
Now off you go.
all right, we're all set.
Oh. All right.
Do you want to get a little snack before we go, or is it?
Maybe something for the road.
Yeah, like a little biscuit or wafer or something. I don't know.
I'm going to take one of these cookies if you don't mind.
You haven't got any
Yes,
coffee on the
take
go,
two.
have you? No coffee? No coffee?
Coffee.
Hey, coffee?
Yes, we've got tea.
Oh, 2. That'll do.
We'll never leave because we're just snacking. 3 hours of snacking later.
I've noticed that no one's opted for the salad.
Oof.
I don't need
No.
that.
I'm already
Do you
so
have a-
full.
Carrots,
Have you got any-
radishes.
Potatoes?
We've got a sack of potatoes. Of course,
Should we
I'm a
take-
Baggins.
We take that for the road? A whole sack?
Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
Two.
A whole sack might get a little heavy.
Good point. He's just like putting some back. Good point. I understand.
So you've got a half a sack of potatoes.
Yeah. It's starting to get night, is it?
You best take a radish and perhaps a head of cabbage. Here's 4 carrots. He keeps handing you a little bit more.
We're going to need a cart at this rate. Just cleaning out.
You're a strong Baggins. You can handle it.
Yeah. Any pumpkins or any?
Oh, we do have pumpkins and melons of all kinds.
I suppose we better get a move on.
All right. Any other preparations that the 4 of you would like to make as we set out on the East Road?
Weapons?
Would we? Yeah, weapons. Any sort of sticks or staffs or anything like that we can possibly grab on our way out.
Each of you has a walking stick, I would assume.
Yeah, that'll probably do. I mean, we're not leaving the Shire or anything, right?
Well,
I hope not.
Gorbidak Mada, he said that there's some kind of hound on the road. I mean, if we're set upon by a hound, it would be
Big
good to
stick
have a
will
way.
do, all right.
I suppose a stick.
Beat it with a stick.
Oh,
Stick work.
steady on, Bilbo. Don't want to beat it, just drive it off. That's what we want to do.
Just
Don't want to harm
hit
the
it.
thing.
Bump it on the head. It will leave.
I think he's had too much old Toby.
Maybe not enough.
Ooh.
I like the way you think, Rory. So you have walking sticks, which you can use to
Walking
bonk
stick,
things.
walking stick, walking
Yep.
stick.
All right.
Yep. So you have a walking stick. You have supplies.
What was the farmer's name again?
McDonald.
Maggot.
Farmer Maggot? Which farmer?
Yeah.
Though, or the guy that was caretaking, like keeping a track of the fireworks. Sorry.
So you have been informed
Primrose?
to seek out Otho, Sackville Baggins.
Oh no.
Ooh, a Sackville
You
Baggins.
can't trust those Sackville Baggins.
No. And to do so, you'll travel. We can bring up the map here with a little portrait, if you will, of the Shire itself. Let's see. That's me. Am I doing that? That's right. I am doing that. Give me 1 second. There we go. So we've got the Shire. You guys are at Bag End. If you guys can see this map. Bag End is approximately right here where the red marker is. So you're going to go down through Hobbiton and hop on the East Road, which is this long road that traverses the Shire. And you're going to make your way to Whitfurrows, which is at this junction here of the East Road and the North Road. And then you're going to head north to this Hills of Scary. And there's a town here called Scary. And that's where you're going to be seeking out Otho Sackville Baggins and trying to recover whatever might be left of Gandalf's party favors. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I think this would be a great opportunity to let folks who are watching know that if you are interested, there are some pretty cool, there's a random encounter that you can trigger for the East Road. If you would be interested in that one, check that out. But we are going to set off on our adventure, my friends. So let's do so. So you set off from Bag End, bidding Bilbo goodbye, perhaps being caught staying for one more pre-journey snack, perhaps one more bowl of Old Toby. prior to finally heading out. Many goodbyes are said. There's so many goodbyes that are said that some hellos slip in there as well, and then they have to be respoken as goodbyes again. It's that kind of thing. In the real world, we call that a Minnesota goodbye.
Yeah, it's
yeah, but it also is true in the
Goes by
Shire.
a few names, I think.
Yeah. So you set off on this hobbit walk, if you will, along the East Road. And this road is wide, well kept. It's a thoroughfare that bisects the Shire, as we talked about. Beginning in a town hall in Michael Delving, which is on the western side of the Shire, and ending at the Brandywine Bridge. Now, you've also heard, of course, that the road continues well beyond that, east to a town called Bree. And even beyond that to the very edge of the wild. But of course, those are tales for another time. For today, here in the Shire, this road is nothing more than a friendly path from one place to the next. You've walked this route many times. You see along the way a variety of familiar and generally friendly faces. You take your afternoon tea on the side of the road, perhaps sharing it with an additional walking party that you run into. Perhaps dinner comes around as the night grows long. Now, of course, when a company of hobbits goes on one of these hobbit walks across the Shire, we get to roll for adventure, you guys.
Ooh.
So what I would like each of you to do on this hobbit walk is to make a wisdom travel check. Now, in this game, for folks that are watching, the 5th edition skill that you're familiar with called survival has been broken up into a couple of different sub skills, right? So there is explore, which is going through unfamiliar territory, trying to stay on track with a path that you haven't maybe used before, coping with adverse weather. There's hunting, which includes hunting wild game, gathering, fishing, tracking, trapping, that kind of thing. And then there's travel, which is estimating distances between places that you've been to, things that you're familiar with, reading a map, for example, evaluating different scenarios along the road. So today, for the sake of this first leg of your journey, my friends, I would like you to go ahead and tell me what you rolled as you walk about on the East Road with your wisdom travel check. We'll start with Rory.
Wisdom travel check. That is another dirty 20.
Wow. Very nice. Okay. Primula.
12.
12. Okay. Drogo.
Natural 20 for a 24.
Oh,
Whoa.
wow.
Ooh.
Very nice. And Paladin.
I rolled a 14.
Okay. Wow. You guys, those are some great rolls.
We're not in no, we're in the Shire. Never mind.
Yep. You guys will be in the Shire for this adventure.
Yeah.
Everything's going to kind of focus on the Shire for now, but just for people who are watching this, the game goes well beyond the Shire as well. And there's a lot of the world that you can obviously explore with this. There's a lot of really good content, but yeah, we'll be in the Shire. Given those checks, I would like, let's see, a 24 from Drogo. Drogo, why don't you give me a D20 roll?
Ooh, okay. A 5. The dice giveth, the dice taketh away.
Okay. All right. So you have stopped for your first dinner, perhaps, and it turns into one of those things where you're sitting there smoking another pipe, perhaps sneaking in a dessert, and it draws out and it begins to delay your travels. And you realize that the sun is setting.
No.
You have lost track of time and the sun is going down. The darkness is setting in. And this, you are adventurers of a sort. You've been adventuring together in the Shire. And so it's not that troubling to you, but you do feel as though perhaps you ought to pick up your pace and do your best to make it to Frogmorton before darkness completely sets in. So if you would like to, you can move at a faster pace, or you can kind of continue on at a leisurely pace, but you will not get into the floating log, which is the inn you're hoping to make it to before nightfall. So it's up to you if you want to travel in the night or if you want to try to get it done before full night.
Well, we best start picking up the pace here.
Yeah, it is getting kind of dark.
I think our supplies are running low. We better get them before we eat everything.
Right?
We should try to hurry.
Yeah. I mean, it's like is it like supper soon? So we better get there before we stop again. So good idea. As he's eating like one of those sweet cakes. He's walking along.
Like double time it.
Yeah.
We're so food motivated.
I'm a stress eater.
I mean,
don't
I'm
judge
sure
me.
they have food at the inn as well.
Oh,
That's right.
fantastic. Mug of beer and some bread and cheese, maybe.
So
Might
you
have
pick
pie.
up the pace, stuffing the last of your victuals into your mouth as you hoist your pack, shoulder your pack, grab your walking sticks, and you continue on. You think you're close. Based on the travel rolls, you have a pretty good sense of how long it's going to take you to get there. But unfortunately, as you begin to walk, there is a dark, heavy fog that seems to like roll down from the moors, blanketing the land. And you can hear almost like you imagine that you hear it, but you listen as you're walking, things are sort of seeming to sort of close in just a little bit on you. You almost hear growling noises. You almost hear hoots, perhaps of an owl. You continue on. Do you want to stop and investigate?
What?
Continue moving.
No.
That owl
walking
seems
stick.
suspicious owl.
Growling in the bushes? No.
I
think we should just keep walking.
Yeah.
Let's keep together.
I prepare my walking stick and just get a bit closer to Primula.
Now walking
Kind of
like this.
Are we
Bunch
all
up a
like
little
back? Are we back to back, like walking along the road? They'll never see us. They never guess.
For sure. We're all just clumped together.
Safety in numbers. You hear again as the fog starts to obscure even your next footstep from a different location now in front of you. You can hear. You're not sure if, like, Primula, you're the one that hears it. I don't think anybody else hears it, but you kind of hear this.
You hear that growling?
No.
Not hearing it.
No, I thought I heard something.
Yeah, I think there's something off, off in the darkness over there, but maybe we should move faster.
Maybe we should leave it over in the darkness over there and just keep moving.
Yeah, this road looks nice and comfortable to go all the way. I don't think we should be stepping off it anytime soon.
Onward.
Yes.
Rory and Primula, you are hearkening back to the letter that you received from your father. And as you're sort of processing this information and feeling the urgency to keep moving and get to Frogmorton, I would like everybody to make a charisma saving throw, as there's a sense of dread that kind of threatens to ruin an otherwise great hobbit walk through the Shire. What the hell?
Ooh, okay.
Thank goodness.
Go ahead, Paladin. What'd you get?
23.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, you guys are rolling so good.
Yeah, Primula.
16.
Okay. Rory.
3.
Oh, no.
Okay. And Drogo.
Also a 23.
Oh my
nice.
gosh. Okay, so everybody aside from Rory is able to push off sort of this encroaching dread and just focus on One step forward, keep moving. Rory, you feel this sense of dread almost overtake you as you can now, as your sister has called out that there's a growl. Now it's almost like you hear it everywhere. And you are going to take 2 shadow points.
2.
Now, shadow points are a neat addition to this game, this version of the game, where you various misdeeds or scenarios will cause the players to have to make saving throws against the encroaching dread. If your shadow score matches or exceeds half your wisdom, you end up getting what's called a miserable condition. And if your shadow score reaches all the way so it matches your wisdom score, you achieve what's called anguished condition. And neither of those is great. So just keep track of how your shadow score relates to your wisdom as we move forward. For the moment, Rory, you have 2 shadow points.
Oh, nice.
Now, how does that make Rory feel as you're following sort of behind your group, trying to stay close?
Very well, yeah, scared. It is not sure what's happening, what's going on, what's out there. So I once again I sidle up a bit closer to Primula, because something is out there, something dangerous. But you gotta protect your sister. You gotta protect your family.
Oh.
Yeah.
All said. Primula, you'd probably pick up on the fact that there's something wrong, that Rory's concerned about something or distracted or something.
Well, don't worry. If we just hurry along, we'll be at the inn in no time. And I'm sure there's other people out here on the moors and trying to find that hound. So it can't be just us looking for it.
And just an intense stare into the darkness, a tighter grip on the walking stick, and a single bead of sweat. It's real. And I don't answer.
I'm just imagining. So, like, a hound for people that are like 3 foot tall is probably like a Cujo-sized mad
Probably,
dog.
Yeah.
It'd be like up to your shoulders.
Or something, yeah.
Right?
Or higher, yeah.
Yeah, like a small horse size or something.
Like a legit threatening, like, dire wolf to a human or something.
I was concerned about the owl.
Everybody's always suspicious about the owls.
Picked up owls and just dragged up into the sky.
Many, many cousins, I've lost you to that owl menace. You'll not take me.
You're absolutely right about the size differential. Like, a normal hound, you'd be eye to eye with a hound.
Oh, that's terrifying. That's terrifying.
Yeah. Then easily an owl could pick off a small hobbit child, no problem.
Yeah. I see.
Where else is a dangerous place?
But this is the
we
Shire.
should never have left, guys. We should never have left.
This is why we live underground.
Oh. It's like a badger coming through your house or something. No.
I heard about that. My cousin was
check.
taken away by a badger.
Oh, no.
Oh, sensitive subject.
Perception.
We're just like a danger around
badger.
every corner.
Is that a 6 or a 9? The dot is down, so 13.
13. Okay. As this conversation is happening, the pace quickens with your intention to arrive as quickly as possible in Frogmorton. You do look about, keeping that sort of like sentry protective nature of your self-imposed role, really, as the protector of your sister. And you do look about and you can almost see shapes at certain points, but you're not sure if they're real or you're just imagining it. Either way, you continue to feel a sense of dread, but eventually you make your way into Frogmorton. You see the first bits of light from a lantern shining, and you start to feel a bit relieved. You come into town and you can hear voices calling from the floating log, which is the inn that you have that you plan to stay at. And of course, you meet with the proprietor, Juniper Broadbelt, and Juniper sets you up with a room in sort of a dormitory style space. There may be some additional hobbits who are staying there, traveling about. Oftentimes, hobbits will just get together and go for a hobbit walk just for the heck of it, because it's good exercise and it's a great opportunity to smoke a pipe and tell a few stories and that sort of thing. So the chances are that you would have an opportunity to speak with other travelers and that sort of thing. We'll do this just to sort of to streamline this little piece. Is there anything that you would hope to achieve on your night stay in Frogmorton? We can go around the virtual table. If you have something that your character would want to do or try to find out or try to achieve during that just a one night stay, we can do that. And then we will sort of fast forward to the next morning where you turn and continue north. Let's start. Well, does anybody have anything, I guess, is the first question.
Paladin, once he has an ale or two, he has a pretty good charisma. He's going to walk around and just inquire if anybody has heard about anything going on at Otho Sackville Baggins's place.
Okay.
If there's any word on the street, I guess you could say, about sure. Otho or something that might be going on there.
Okay, give me a charisma check, please.
Just straight charisma?
Well, let's see. Let me look at the character sheet here. Yeah, I would say probably charisma, because you're essentially trying to sort of work with some of the other patrons to gather information.
Okay, so that would be a 16, I believe.
Very nice. Yes, you do pick up that from one of the hobbits who is also drinking ales in the tavern bit, that there have been... They also saw the explosive firework display to the north. They also confirm that you are likely to find the source of that display in the town of Scary to the north. I don't know if you've been to Scary before, but there's some information that you gather from that as well. The fact that the hobbits in that part of the Shire are a little more dour. You might say they're a bit taciturn. They're not as friendly as some of the hobbits that you would engage with in other parts of the Shire. They're very business oriented, and there are many mine shafts and holes within the hills where the local hobbits have been extracting minerals and that sort of thing and exploring. Let's see. You asked specifically about Otho?
Yeah.
They know that Otho had agreed to transport what it sounds like the Gandalf's party favors, quote unquote, from the Whitfurrows to Hardbottle, which is up near Scary. And that's about what you get out of that information.
Sorry, he was transporting them to where?
He was taking them from Whitfurrows to Hardbottle, which is up near the Scary Hills.
All right.
All right. Anyone else have anything that their character would want to achieve here at the inn?
I think after a pint, Pamela would like to ask around about, has anybody heard about this hound on the road? We thought we heard a bit of howls or growls or something on the way in.
Okay, give me a charisma check.
7.
You get a response that's sort of like not 100% condescending, but a hint of like, oh, you have a very active imagination kind of thing. The fogs roll through here regularly. Perhaps you got a little spooked. But no, they haven't heard anything. Where did they ask where you learned this information from? Is this something that you've seen or something that you've heard or?
Oh, I heard growls on the way in. Scared the Jesus out of us. We ran all the way here.
Well, perhaps it was merely the growls of your stomach. A hungry business it is walking about. And they bring you another bowl of stew for your
that's very kindly.
Your supper.
I mean, it's the owls dragging everyone off, and it's the badgers. But now hearing growls on the road.
Oh, you brandy bucks have quite the imagination.
Better safe than sorry.
Well, she's got a point there, doesn't she? All right, Rory or Drogo, anything that either of you would like to accomplish here at the floating log?
No, I think I can't think of anything these guys haven't already asked, to be fair. So okay. I'm probably just going to sit by the fireside and smoke my pipe.
A bit of leaf.
I think Rory'd be still a bit shaken up. So just trying to regain that composure.
Okay. Let's see. Why don't you give me another charisma saving throw? Let's see if you do sort of snap out of this sense of dread. Now that you're in a safe place, this is what you would consider to be a safe haven, where you can get a rest. So you would be able to get a long rest, everybody, here while you're staying the night. It's familiar to you and it's safe.
That's a 10.
A 10.
Yeah.
You're able to recover a bit. We'll say that you lose 1 shadow point. So as you maybe come to grips with some of the information that was provided to your sister about it was maybe it was just your imaginations, and maybe it was your, even though those things don't really sound that plausible, you'd think what you saw and heard. It still gives you a little bit of a way to explain that dread away. So you do manage to put a bit of it aside, as it were.
Right.
All right. So, my friends, the next morning you wake and you can see the road before you, clear of fog, as it were, the morning mist burning off a bit. Thanks for the follow, my friends. Appreciate that. You continue on. You make your way to Whitfurrows. Takes you a better part of the morning. You stop along the way as hobbits do and take your meals. The meals it's like clockwork around here. You got to have the meals, especially elevensies. It's called elevensies for a reason.
That's my favorite.
I love elevensies. You make it to Whitfurrows, which is the crossroads where the road heads north. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Droga. Did you have something you wanted to add?
No.
Okay. Yep. All right. So, as you're going along the road, is there anything that you guys want to talk about or have conversations about? Anything about the quest that you're curious or want to talk to each other about?
Do you think that Otho's just having a party? Maybe he's just lighting off the fireworks and didn't invite
anything about Sackville Bagginses, they're not to be trusted. I feel there's something going on here. I don't know what. I feel he might have stolen them. I don't want to cast aspersions or point the finger of blame just yet, but us Bagginses and the Sackville Baggins, we've never got along, so I think there's foul play here.
Why would Gandalf entrust the fireworks to Otho then, I wonder?
That's where the rub is. You see, he's stolen them. The wizard's probably gone off on another one of his weird and wild adventures. He snuck in, stole the fireworks, and that's that. I'm always put my 11s on it.
Oh,
I know it's a big stake. I'm telling
Are
you.
you going to wager that?
I think I might. He takes out like some like little tea cakes, whiskey type thing. I'll put them on the line if I have to. That's how certain I am of this.
I don't know if I can take that bet. That's
Come on, was it too rich for your blood?
That's a
Look
bit
at that. He's
steep.
putting him under his nose. Come on, take my bet.
Right now, we found out that they're taking fireworks from Whitfurrows to Hardbottle.
Mhm.
Why would they be doing that?
does seem strange when he was entrusted to keep an eye on him.
Right? Wouldn't they just stay in a, shack or somebody's home or something?
Well, yeah.
Then why would he need to move them?
No,
Keep people guessing.
I guess that's what we have to go and find out.
You don't think this and the dog thing are connected, do you?
Might be.
I mean, if I had fireworks, I might want to shoot them at a raging hound.
Yeah, maybe they got set off as a call for help or something.
What? So you think the dogs were attacking him? He's got the fireworks set off, scares the dogs off into our direction.
Sounds just like a Sackville Baggins.
Great.
Drogo does like the turn away Columbo thing. He's like, just one more thing. If the dogs were on the road, I don't know.
It did take us a while to get on the road after we saw the fireworks.
Yeah. Which means he didn't set off any more after that in between times.
But what I'm saying is, there's plenty of time for, the hounds to get further down the road to be able to attack other people after they were distracted away from the Sackville Bagginses.
That is true.
All of these thoughts rolling around inside your heads as you pass through the town of Whitfurrows. It's late in the afternoon, and you continue north. If you take a quick peek at the map, I've moved the marker to where you are. You're working your way up the north road, and as you continue your hobbit walk over hill and dale, destined for the low hills rising from the northern horizon, your little legs are carrying you a little more than a mile before the lovely summertime weather takes a turn. And you see dark skies above, clouds moving in, and a heavy rain begins to fall. For most of the afternoon, then, you are pulling your cloak tight as you make your way. Perhaps the afternoon tea break is not skipped, but perhaps not quite as long as you would normally take your tea, because we wouldn't skip that. You continue to slog through the rain. The rain begins to fall harder and harder, making it a little bit of a difficult path forward. The road becomes muddy and slippery as you're slipping about. I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw as you continue towards the town of Scary. Drogo.
That's
Con
an
save.
8.
8.
An
Take
8 on the con
one
save.
level of exhaustion, my friend.
Oh no.
Paladin.
Natural 20
Hello. You're
for a
fine.
total of 24.
You dig deep into your hobbit constitution and continue about. Rormak.
I also got an 8.
You also take a level of exhaustion. And Primula,
15.
We're too tired to continue.
15.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, you managed to succeed on your saving throw, Primula, so you do not take a level of exhaustion, but you're probably not super happy about this weather. You guys are soaked to the bone as you enter into the town of Scary. You can see that there's this range of hills, and perhaps you've been in this area before. I don't know if you've been to this part of the Shire. That's sort of up to you to decide. But it is quite different. You know a bit about the village itself. You know the Brockbors to the west. There's in the township of Dwalling. You know a bit about the fact that there were settlers who found loads of iron ore in the hills, and the Shire hobbits who settled here to extract those minerals and quarry the stone built the structures that you see. So as you enter into Scary, just after sunrise, the town is unwelcoming by hobbit standards. And it's nestled on the south end of these hills. The homes are built from the quarried stone. So you see these gray stone buildings that meet you upon your arrival. Hobbit folk are hurrying about in some way, almost trying to avoid conversation with other undesirable pleasantries with newcomers or travelers. As you enter in to this town, what do you do?
Right, and I think the best thing to do is trying to find somewhere dry, I think, to try and get some shelter.
Sounds like a great idea. I think there was more rainwater than tea in my tea this afternoon.
Yeah, it was a bit unsatisfying. Is there an inn here?
Is there an inn? I think because I'm a messenger, I've probably been around a little bit. Would I know?
Yes, of course. Yes, you know the inn, and you know the name of the inn. It is the...
I have no idea.
I have no idea inn.
Okay. I think I've got an idea. It's over this way, and it's called the Startled Hawk. It's over there.
The Startled Hawk. That's now canon. Send that to the Tolkien.
The Society.
Yeah.
Dear Christopher Tolkien.
Yeah. Startled Hawk Inn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, you make your way on your little hobbit legs over to the Startled Hawk Inn, perhaps avoiding or jumping over large puddles that have formed on the muddy road. Your feet caked with mud in between your hobbit toes, and the hobbit hair on your feet soiled with thick mud. Your hobbit toenails grimy, probably in need of some sort of a pedicure.
They're probably always a little bit grimy.
You find yourself standing in front of the Startled Hawk Inn, and it looks like you might expect. It's built of quarried stone. There is a faint glow of firelight coming from inside, and a bit of a low drone of conversation. No music.
This is
You
a bit
enter?
somber.
No music tonight, I guess.
I just warn you, it's a little bit spit and sawdust type of place. It's probably not what we're used to. So don't expect all big fanfare, lots of food and stuff. Everyone sort of huddles over their ales and doesn't really talk. They're quite local, so they'll probably look up and stare. So don't think anything of it.
Oh no, I quite like it. It's nice. Quiet.
Warm, at least, and dry.
As long as the food's good.
If you want to get a place by the fire, I'll get some ales in if you're all right, if you're happy with that.
That sounds like a great idea.
So you push through the doors, leading the way, Drogo, into the Startled Hawk Inn. And you find all eyes sort of turn to look at you as you enter, and then quickly turn away, as if not to elicit any sort of invitation to engage. You can see that there's a bar with a barkeep kind of wiping down the bar top.
It's like a little head.
Yeah. Well, these are hobbit-sized bars.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
yeah. Oh, good. Everything's hobbit-sized here.
Oh, okay. Good evening, sir.
Well, how can I help you?
We are just fresh from the road, as you can see by my damp attire. Me and my friends would like. Very astute. We want
hang your cloaks over there on the pegs by the fire.
Pegs by the fire, guys. Pegs by the fire. Can we get 4 of your finest ales? Maybe make them a little bit bigger, if possible. Have you got any
Pint.
food?
Would you like a point?
A pint. We'll have a pint. I'll shout back at the other 3. Pint. Pint. Pint.
Point.
Pint. Pint. Perfect. 4 points. I'll have a point. Why would I not have a point? 4 points.
Well, we're certainly not having half pints tonight.
Well, it's been a long road. We've met some crazy animals on the road. We've got to steel ourselves.
And dinner's roast mutton.
Ooh. What do we think, Ori? What do we think? Roast mutton?
Vegetables.
Vegetables. We'll have a bit of that.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have some of that.
Yeah.
He turns around and starts pulling drafts off of a cask and handing them one by one pints of their golden ale.
So this is where I'm going to try and see if I can find anything out here. Is you haven't heard of anything untoward in the road at nights or anything of that nature?
Untoward?
Well, like foul beasts that like to stalk their night for people like us and carry us off into its den and all that kind of nasty business.
This is the Shire, young hobbit. Don't have those sorts of things here.
Well, I know, but I'm somewhat travelled, and I've heard many tale of this sort of nature.
Are you a Baggins?
He just gives it one of them. Really? Oh, you've noticed? You've noticed the Baggins, the Baggins nose. Yes, yes, I am a Baggins of that there Bag End, and yes, we're on the road. Me and my friends here, we're on our way to check on a few things, and we've heard some stories and tales, and just wondered if anything had reached your ear.
Well, one thing I do know about Baggins is that they have big imaginations.
How very
They tell
game,
tall tales about adventures and dragons and the like.
This is an outrage. This is all true. How dare you slander my family name?
Well, hey boys, have you heard anything about beasts roaming about the countryside? Nobody even answers. They just all continue, just huddling, drinking their ales and eating their mutton, and sort of they're in their little groups, quiet murmurs, but they don't really pay much attention.
There, you see, no one agreed with you.
Yeah, I didn't get Primitive's right. We never got one negative response.
That's right.
So this must be true. What do you know, barman? You're giving me shifty looks.
I don't know about beasts, but there has been a large fireworks display over the last couple of days that was quite shocking and unexpected.
You mean they didn't even invite you over for the fireworks display? They just set it off?
Just set it off. Unannounced. And, well, without warning. Which would have been nice.
We heard that Otho Sackville Baggins was minding those fireworks.
Ah, that must have been what he had in that big sack he was carrying about with him.
Oh, have you seen him lately?
It's been a day or two, but he was talking with the mining officials from Dwalin, particularly one individual. Well, you going to ask me who that individual was? Or
Yes. Who was he speaking to?
Filbert Banks. Yeah, the two were deep in their cups the other night here, caused a bit of a ruckus.
Would we have heard of that name on our travels or around the shrine? No? Okay.
Nope.
A bit of a ruckus.
Saying that they caused trouble?
Not trouble, but they got right drunk. I think the two of them helped each other walk home back over to the mining offices. There's a bit of a bunkhouse there for some of the workers. Can only imagine they slept it off over there.
Wait, and then the fireworks were set off the next day?
I don't rightly remember. But yes, perhaps.
I suppose if you got very drunk, you probably wouldn't be paying too much mind to who was looking after your fireworks.
It's true.
All of the sudden, you hear the door open, and a hobbit walks in, and the barkeep says, "Well, there's old Philibert right there. Hey, Philibert, you've got friends here to see ya."
Why
He
does
looks up at
your
you.
Friends.
It's like,
And he starts to turn. He starts to turn to go to the door to leave.
I cut him off.
Give me an athletics check.
Athletics. Cool. Yeah.
Rory
19.
19. Yeah, you hop up quickly, knowing that action is needed, Rormac, and you race forward and just kind of, what do you say to him as you block him?
Kind of just grab him by the shoulder and wait, we have a few questions to ask, if you don't mind. Having a seat, having a chat.
And having a pint?
Yeah, sure, having a pint.
Okay. I guess I could sit for a bit. It is time for a meal, is it not? Roast mutton looks very good. Oh, look at those vegetables. He's kind of looking at one of the plates that someone else is eating off of. Very well. Let's have a seat and have an eat. He sits down with you, kind of awkwardly. I don't seem to know the likes of you. I don't know if we're friends or not. I've never met you.
We were hearing that you might have heard more about that fireworks display that happened yesterday.
Oh, yes, of course. The firework display. Yes. I do recall that. That was quite startling.
Do you usually have those kinds of shows here? We're just from the other shire over.
No, a lad brought them up from Whitfurrow, and well, did a bit of a demonstration.
Oh, you did. Do you know him? The
Who?
person.
Otho? I mean, yes, of course. Otho Sackville Baggins.
I knew it.
What did you know?
Oh, we just we saw him from far away, and we were just thinking it would have been a nice spectacle to see him up close.
Yeah, it's not so often you get fine fireworks like that you can go and see a show. And it's just a shame he didn't, invite more people, so we'd be ready for it and not just interrupted in the middle of tea.
Where is Otho today?
Give me a charisma check, please, Paladin. Well, Otho, where could he be?
Not great. 7.
Well, he's probably exactly where he means to be.
Oh, of course.
But where he means to be is that where you left him?
Well, if he means to be where I left him, then he wouldn't have traveled very far when I did so. Give me a charisma check, Drogo.
Save. I was like, oh no. What have I done? Charisma check, yeah?
Just talking to him has made you sad.
That's an 18. 18.
Sheesh. All right. So he reveals to you that he and Otho had a long business conversation the other night while getting deep into their cups here at the Startled Hawk Inn. And it turns out that Filbert told him a tale of some of the mining operations in the hills. And what you learn based on your role is that Otho was particularly interested in the story of a tunnel deep in the mine that leads to some area that has not been fully explored, but has proved to hold riches beyond measure. A bit of a treasure trove, perhaps. Otho was super into this story, whether or not it's true, and asked a lot of questions about it.
Now, what do you think the likelihood of a Sackville Baggins being told about a treasure and leaving it well enough alone?
That is definitely not in their nature. They're very sticky fingers, so I'm told. Again, not casting aspersions against my own family. This is just what I've heard. Second cousin, third cousin, twice removed, and all that business. I would say, though, just throwing out there, the old brain working, could you use the fireworks as some sort of an explosive to blast your way into said tunnel? Just a thought. Because we don't know what they're Gandalf fireworks. We don't know how good. They're probably not normal fireworks. They're probably fancy wizard fireworks. We're not sure how potent they could possibly be.
Those are Gandalf's fireworks?
Oh, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that bit.
Get back to your mutton. They are fireworks from somewhere that we may not know. Anyway, turns us back to his friends.
We don't make fireworks here.
Yeah. We're not in the work-making business.
They're definitely imports.
But are they legal imports? That's what I'm trying to find out.
Who's to say they're not legal?
Now we're getting to deep Hobbit firework law.
Legal, yeah.
Legal.
Where we wanted this to go.
Heavily taxed from what I've heard.
Well, last I looked at the Hobbit firework legislation.
He was on the Hobbit firework committee.
Well, you know it's an absolute backdoor job where he's just getting it in through however means necessary. Absolute corrupt system this is. Absolutely corrupt. I should be speaking to the mayor about this.
Well, when it's grandfathered in like this.
Well, I mean, every member of the committee is somehow connected. I don't know how.
It's dragon money.
It's all very, very confusing.
Where is Otho now? We'd like to talk to him. Do you know where he got off to?
Does he always ask questions echoing himself like this? He's had a bit of ale, I suppose.
Oh, did I ask that already? I'm sorry.
Well, he looks around.
Well, where can we find the mine? I mean, you were telling us a lot of stories about that. You would probably know where the mine is.
Well, of course, I work at the mine. Of course I know where it is.
8.
The mine is in the hills, of course.
Yes, but where in the hills?
Specifically.
Yeah.
Specifics. Well, give me a charisma check.
Wait.
Laura Mac.
We'd like some of that rhubarb pie over here.
Rhubarb pie?
Rhubarb pie.
For the table.
Ooh. Table pie.
Barkeep
now you're talking my language.
Also, don't forget, you guys, that you all did start because of a donation with an advantage. So you all have one advantage. And for folks who are hanging out with us in the chat, if you want to make a donation to No Kids Hungry, $10 donation will give a character of your choice an advantage point, and it will enter you to win twice. You'll have 2 opportunities to perhaps win a giveaway of our digital Lord of the Rings 5th edition core rule set, which will be given away at the end of this stream this morning.
I'm hoping the table pie gives him some kind of advantage on his charisma check.
Just sort of like wafting the pie at him.
All right, Rory, what'd you roll?
I'm not using the blood splatter dice anymore because I got a 6.
Oh no!
Dice jail.
So this guy Philibert gives you some general directions to the mine. It doesn't, and then he does say, I will tell you a bit about the mine if you'd like to hear a story. And he weaves for you a tale as the rhubarb pie shows up, and he doesn't even stop talking to you. He grabs a knife and cuts a big piece for himself as he feels like he's got you all sort of like enraptured in his story that he's telling, and it might be a pretty good story. But he's using part of his attention to cut a huge piece of the pie, serve it up on a plate as he's making eye contact with all of you, putting it on a plate and starting to eat it. As he's telling you the story, he talks about how he and Otho were deep in their cups. They were talking about this tunnel, this treasure tunnel, and how that it hadn't been fully explored, that there was a lot of potential there. He talked about how at the in the morning, this morning of this day, that Philibert had watched Otho stumble off, still probably a bit drunk, in the direction of the mine, talking a little bit about how he intended to make sure how everyone soon in the Shire was going to be speaking to him with the proper respect that he deserved, while he was patting the large sack of items that he was carrying with him, which presumably were the fireworks. But he goes deeper and he says, "But I'm worried about old Otho, because what some of the mine workers have been telling us, ghoulish tales of a lost miner that appears to be haunting the deepest, darkest tunnels of the mine, in the area of these treasures. I fear that perhaps if Otho intends to do as you say, to utilize Gandalf's toys, his party favors, to disrupt the mine, to explore deeper, that perhaps you could have an encounter with one of these ghoulish, haunting creatures."
Are you talking
Anyways,
about ghosts?
there's a wonderful treasure mine there, and if he gets into trouble, that could be terrible.
Did he say ghosts? Is that
Yeah, I think
he
he said. Yeah, I think that's what he said.
Ghosts or no ghosts, this rhubarb pie certainly is delicious. And you watch as he quickly finishes his piece, and he wipes his hands on his jerkin a little bit, and he just says, "If there's any other questions, I think my job here is done." He stands up, takes his chair, and slides the chair in.
Just before he's about to leave, I'm going to say to him, "You never saw anyone. You never spoke to us. You never saw us. These conversations never happened." Understood, as I tried to slip another slice of rhubarb pie into his pocket.
squishy?
For the road.
For the
Road
road.
pie.
We understand. Road pie. Road pocket
pie.
pie.
Pocket pie. It's pocket pie.
Walking
It's
pie?
pocket pie.
It's
Yeah.
still pie.
Right, and never seen you, heard of you. Be careful. But find Otho. And with that, pulls his cloak off the peg, puts his cloak on, and out the door. We're going to take a break here in a minute. What do you intend to do?
Well, that was quite
Informative.
illuminating.
I think we should
Mhm.
check out that mine.
Yeah. He did say there was like an office near the mine. We probably want to check that out first and then see if there's any other information we might find there. What does everyone think?
That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, it works for me.
Okay.
I'm a little worried about the ghosts. I don't think that the walking sticks are equipped to deal with, extra.
Well, you don't know that until you've properly tried.
Oh,
I've never met a ghost I haven't hit. I've never met a ghost at all.
You could give
we'll
him
see.
the old 1-2.
With my walking stick.
You could try to buy him off with some pocket pie, perhaps.
Yeah.
right.
Starts putting stashes rest of the pie.
The ghosts like pie.
This is going to be currency on the road,
Hobbit
folks.
ghosts
I can
probably
tell you.
do.
Do you think they smoke?
Yeah, only one way to find out.
Good plan. Good plan. I think we've got a strategy.
Yes,
We have a strategy and a plan, and we've got a break. So we're gonna hit up our break, everybody. Thank you all for being awesome players. Thank you all for hanging out in the chat. Everybody who's in the chat. Remember, we are doing this for a charity event for No Kid Hungry, and really, really excited to be part of this. We're not just playing games here. We're actually trying to make a difference in the lives of children who don't have access to healthy and accessible meals. This is not something that we should be allowing in our society these days. People should be getting fed, especially our children. They need it for their development, to build knowledge, and just for their general well-being and comfort. So please, if you have the possibility, the means, if you will, to dig deep and donate even $5 or $10, please consider that. We do have a link that'll pop up in the chat for you so that you can get involved. And if you don't have the means, that's okay. We thank you for being here. If you can help us spread the word by sharing our links with folks that are in your network, perhaps there's other folks that would want to be involved in this opportunity who aren't here today watching this game. So thank you so much. Every $5 donated, of course, will enter you to win the Lord of the Rings 5th edition role-playing game core rulebook digital giveaway at the end of this morning's session. And then we will be back with a second session later this afternoon with part 2 of this adventure. So without further ado, we'll take our break, and we will be back momentarily to find out what happens in the mines. Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate y'all being here. Hey, everybody, we're back. We're playing Lord of the Rings 5th edition role-playing game by Free League Games. And, my friends, we are also raising funds for No Kid Hungry. This is an awesome organization that supports a variety of programs through their advocacy, technical resources, funding, and other ways to make sure that children are connected with the meals that they need to grow, develop, and feel like people care about them and want them to be fed and feel safe. And so that's what we're here to do. We're here to do our part, not only to have fun and play games, but also to leverage our community to help raise funds for this awesome organization. So if you have the ability to do so, we ask that you consider making a donation. Our producer, Bleak Season, will be dropping links in the chat, and you can see right now on stream that even with your donations, there are some in-game rewards that can be provided, which is kind of fun. It gives you an incentive. And a further incentive is that we will have a giveaway at the end of this session, where if you make a donation, every $5 that you donate will give you one entry into the drawing that we will make at the end of the game, and you could win a digital copy of the new, brand spanking new Lord of the Rings 5th edition game by Free League Publishing. And I'll tell you what, it's really a great product. Beautiful artwork, really great modifications to some of the rules. There's this whole thing about shadow points that you can gain, which we've seen a little bit of in today's game so far with Rormak Brandybuck, and the strange fog that descended upon the road, the East Road. A lot of really cool stuff. So you're going to want to check this game out, and you might be able to win tonight a copy. And we will also have, I should say, this is part 1 of our Lord of the Rings adventure today. We do have a part 2 coming up later in the afternoon, which with a different lore master and a different cast of folks. Although Ashley's coming back for a second round, because that's just the kind of woman that Ashley is.
Team player.
Team player, loves the kids, wants to feed the kids. And hey, thank you, Plus 10 Broadsword, for your donation. We really, really appreciate it. You are entered into the drawing, so stay tuned. We'll be doing that at the end of the game. You do not necessarily have to be here to win, so if you have to bounce off, that's fine. We'll get in touch with you. But folks who can make a donation, you will get entered in to win. So, all right. Did I miss anything? Are we good? Are there any questions so far from the cast here in terms of where we're at or what we're doing? I can't think of anything, but I do know that you had a bit of sleuthing that you intended to do. And so we will return to our game. We are in the town of Scary, which for those of you who are able to look at the map, I'll bring up that map right now so we can see where we are.
Who named this town?
It's, yeah, well, we actually, do we know that bit? That's Tolkien. So we're up here.
What could possibly go wrong in a place called Scary?
Right. I know.
So we are in the East Farthing, fairly close to the boundary with the North Farthing, in a town called Scary, where you find yourselves surrounded by a less friendly community of hobbits than you might be accustomed to. Although it sounds like Drogo, as a messenger, has likely been here before and knows a little bit about the people and a little bit about the history, which we talked about before we took our break, in terms of why this town is here and what the Hills of Scary have to offer. You met with a mine worker named Philibert Banks, who had spent some time with the individual that you seek, one Otho Sackville Baggins, who had traveled north from the Whitfurrows with a bundle, which turns out is likely to be the missing fireworks, Gandalf's party favors, which you saw illuminate the night sky only a couple of nights prior, and that you seek to recover so that no one loses a hobbit hand by playing with these dangerous party favors. So it sounds like you wanted to do a little bit of investigating, so I'll hand it over to you, my friends. What would you like to do here in the wonderful town of Scary?
Was it the mine offices we were going to head to and see what sort of stuff they might have in connection with this mine before we venture down there? Everyone's happy with that?
Yeah, it sounds like it's a good idea to stop by the mining office and see, like, is this an ongoing mining,
Is it a cover?
operation?
We don't know. Yeah.
Is this like a closed mine? Is this like a we need to sneak in the cover of darkness thing?
Yeah.
Or
Maybe they have a lantern or two that we could possibly borrow for a little bit.
Ooh, maybe there might be a pickaxe or something we could take and, we come across anything we shouldn't.
Torches, some rope, maybe.
Maybe a packed lunch or two left behind. I don't know.
All right. I like where all of this is going. So you find your way with the directions given to you by Philbert to the mining headquarters, which is embedded right at the foothill of the Scary Hills. In a real sense, you can see the mining taking place in the background. You can see the hustle and bustle of the mine workers, hobbits rushing about hither and thither. They are gathering stones. They are transporting rock and ore to be refined and that sort of thing. And you do see that there is an offices. Why don't we do this? Based on what all of you just sort of described, why don't we do a round of investigation checks? You hear the clang of metal on rock as these industrious, though dour hobbits work to uncover the riches of this mine. And I have just been notified by our producer of the Bleak Season that we have reached our halfway point on our fundraising effort, which is very exciting. This is the end of the first week. We have 1 week to go with some great gaming with our friends. Phoenixy Wacky, who's just crushing it with the donations are coming in, and our friends at the Wanderers Haven, who are doing an awesome job to help spread the word. And so we're halfway, which is great. Super excited. All right, so let's start with Rormac.
I got a 16.
16, all right. And let's go to Primula.
14.
Okay, Paladin.
A 5.
Okay. And Drogo.
12.
12, okay. All right, so you get to this place, and it is busy. You are, as you get maybe a little bit too close to the operations themselves, kind of just looking about and doing some investigation, you see that you are met by some officials, 2 individuals. They seem to be middle-aged hobbit types who sort of cut you off. You're not allowed to be in here. It's quite dangerous, and well, you'll have to just be on your way. Unless you have official business here, we just need you to step back. You can stay back just a little bit farther back, and a little bit farther back than that. Right here, and they kind of walk and guide you. Just stay right here, and you'll be safe. Okay, everyone good?
Mine inspectors.
Inspectors?
Yeah,
we had no schedule of inspections today.
That's the whole point. Got to make sure everything's above order. It's a surprise inspection. So, are your papers in order? Let's see some papers. Let's have a look.
Are you a Baggins?
No, I'm an Underhill. How dare you?
Underhill? I've not heard this.
I'll give a quick flash of my jacket, as I've got pretend I've got some credentials. Look, official my business. You can't hold us up any further.
That's right. We're from the council.
Yeah, what she said.
Yeah. Well, we'll get the mine foreman then. Stay right here. They rush off. You look around, and you can see that there are pickaxes and shovels that are laying about. There's a rack of them by the main building, likely where the workers, grab their tools for the day, kind of thing. There is a large table of foods, because even though these are manual laborers, they still need to take their hobbit meals. And so there's teas and cakes and vegetables and smoked meats and that sort of thing. A large barrel-bellied hobbit, probably one of the taller hobbits that you've seen, walks up as you're waiting. All right, then. It sounds like a bit of tomfoolery here. Inspection schmection. Let me see your credentials. Which one of you is the mine inspector?
Nice to meet you. I'm Pendergast Underhill, mine inspector. Flash my non-existent credentials again.
Roll a deception check for me.
Okay.
I would like to help him by, saying, we heard there was some explosions, maybe some fireworks that were being lit off around here the other day.
Well, there's nothing in the regulations. There's nothing in the regulations about fireworks. And that was certainly not here. That was down in town. What'd you get, Drogo?
21.
Okay. Rory, go ahead.
Oh, never mind.
Me and my associates here. Boys, spread out.
Spread out.
Oh, well.
That's searching to do.
I just started looking for things, yeah.
Sure. Nothing untoward that you're going to find here, Inspector Underhill.
We'll be the judge of that.
I pull out a little notebook and just start making notes on papers and like,
Thank you for the anonymous donation that is giving Ashley an advantage.
Oh, perfect.
Thank you.
So you guys kind of fan out to do your inspections, and this larger foreman individual says, "This is quite unscheduled. This is well, usually we're told when the inspectors will be here, so we can lay out a nice tour for them and that sort of things. We're not prepared for that."
Well, that's unusual business, but when we have people complaining that there's fireworks going off, then we have to send someone over to see what is happening.
Complaints? Who's been complaining about fireworks?
Upstanding citizens.
Well, that's just very upstanding.
Very important people.
I'm sure of it. Well, very well. Let me know what you need, Inspector.
Well, we just need free, not to be interrupted. Maybe take a seat at your table, have some food, and we'll conduct our business, and we'll come and see you when we're done.
Oh, no. Indeed, I will stand next to you the entire time and be of service.
Right. That's fine. You can stand next to me while my associates go about and have a little look around and make sure nothing is going on here that might not be, as we shall say, above board. And I'll try to slip him some rhubarb pie.
Day old rhubarb pie.
Yeah.
Well, it's same day, isn't it? It's same day.
Same day pie. Same day pocket pie.
He smells it. Did you get this at the inn? The Startled Hawk?
We may have. We stopped there and we sequestered some pie for our journey and thought maybe you'd like to partake as a thank you for letting us have a little look around.
Indeed. They do make a good rhubarb pie down there.
They do make a good rhubarb pie.
All right, so he begins to eat the rhubarb pie and engage you, Drogo, in conversation. Yep. While the rest of you start to muck about, you find, as I said, some implements that could potentially be used as weaponry. You actually do find that there is a small rack of swords as well. Small, short swords. Almost daggers for those of us that are human-sized adventurers. But nevertheless, they do appear to be swords that are on a rack. It looks as though perhaps they do have some security. And this foreman tells you about the security and how there's no way that anybody could have been launching fireworks from the mine. The fireworks that you saw were probably from in town in Scary. Everybody saw them. They weren't at the mine, he assures you. You get a sense that he's being truthful with you. He has no reason to lie. Okay. You probably grab a couple of snacks off the table. You find that there are a number of entries into the mine itself, and that doing any sort of thorough sleuthing of the mines may not be doable during the daily operations. That you might indeed need to come back under the cover of darkness to really be able to have free reign. There are certain areas where people are working in it. It's not that you couldn't weasel your way in, but it's just too dangerous. With rock flying and falling and people moving carts with stones. And there's just a lot of activity. It would be much easier if you came back after dark.
I would like to look for residue from fireworks, like the soot, the ash, or like the wrappers left over from somebody setting these off to prove that it happened around this area.
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
Okay. That's 15.
You don't seem to find anything that was like, here's where they were launched from. You probably talk to a variety of the workers, as you do your investigations and your inspections and try to, you've never done mine inspections before. You're totally faking it, but you do a pretty good job of it, based on the roles that you have. And you do learn that indeed the fireworks were set off from somewhere in town. They just based on where people were when they saw the fireworks, it was a big sort of spontaneous and surprising event that nobody was prepared for, and so it's kind of a big deal. And so they give you a very good recount of it. There were these massive explosions in the sky that rained sort of like these little rivulets of flame and fire down. There was even, as it turns out, one large firework that must have gone off that had this beautiful dragon that terrified everyone as it swooped down and flew, as it were, across town, people screaming and running in all directions. But nobody was hurt. It seemed as it was all in good fun, but quite startling, and no one's quite sure who set the fireworks off. Most people seem to think that it has something to do with the Grey Pilgrim. But that's just a rumor. Everybody blames Gandalf for anything weird that happens around the Shire these days, especially after Bilbo came back after disappearing and seemed to have a hobbit hole full of riches.
Well, it doesn't seem like anything happened up here at the mine.
Okay. I think I'll gather the gang together away from the foreman a bit. What do you want to do about the short swords and stuff? Do we want to try and
I was going to say, we could really use those.
maybe we come back at night and lift them and have a look in the mine?
Well, I mean, as much as I'd like to look in the mine for riches, it has nothing to do with the fireworks, it appears.
But it does. The one thing that you do remember is that Otho, Sackville Baggins, was told Philibert that he intended to explore the mine to find the treasure trove. And we know that he had the fireworks.
But he set him off in town.
Yeah, the ones he set off were in town, but we know that he has them.
So you think there's like more that he took somewhere?
It sounds like he's setting off like as a
Entirely possible.
distraction, maybe. Like one set as a distraction to get to the mines with the rest. Maybe he's got an accomplice we're not sure of just yet, maybe.
He was pretty drunk too.
Yeah.
And
Anything
you
could
do
have happened.
remember that Philibert had told you guys that he had seen Otho leaving kind of drunk the next morning, patting a sack that he was still carrying.
Mm-hmm.
This was the morning after the fireworks were lit off, headed towards the mine. And that he intended to, what did he say? Intended to, how soon everyone in the Shire was going to be speaking to him with proper respect as he patted this large sack and headed off towards the mine.
Right, so we think that maybe he lit off a few for fun or distraction, and then he might have gone in the mine with more of them. Right, well, I guess we'll have to go in to really be able to see if there's, something going on that's funny.
Yeah.
Dave, I'd like to look around and see if we can access this equipment somehow later on. Like, is it the type of place that they, lock up at night?
Not likely. It's likely that they set down their tools and they're done for the day. And when they come back, they're not expecting anything strange to happen.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we just come back later tonight and grab some tools and head into the mine and look for Otho.
I think that's a good idea. Rory, what do you think?
Yeah, something that we can do.
Right. So we'll reconvene the mine inspection for now. We'll go back to the Hawk, lay low, come back at night, and check this place out proper. Hands in. We go 1, 2, 3 hot.
Sounds good.
1, 2, 3 hobbits. Let's go.
As you do your huzzah and your hobbit call, the big bellied foreman comes back over to where you're. I expect everything is in perfect order then. And your inspection is completed, and we've been given the blue ribbon of the council's approval and all manner of awards and accolades for our impeccable safety record. As you can see by the sign over here, we haven't had an injury in over 370 days.
Let's hope that's not 371. But you've done a very good job. My team here has not found a single thing wrong. We are very, very good at what we do, and we want to commend you on such a great job. So enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you don't have any accidents for the rest of this day, and we're going to take our leave now.
Very well, thank you. Good day.
Really quick, during the fake inspection, could I just look for or set up ways of entrance so it could be easier to get back in later on?
Absolutely. Give me an investigation check.
Oh shit. Damn it. Dice J. That's a 6. I do have the advantage.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use different dice because that's better.
Oh, and you guys take note of this as well. Hold that for a minute, Rory. Take note that you do have from an anonymous donor 2 healing potions
Oh,
Nice.
in your
Ooh.
inventory. Okay.
Gonna need that.
Each
Roy,
or
what
just
did you-
total?
Just total. You have 2 for the group.
Okay.
All right.
Yep. Thank you, everybody, for the
Um,
donations.
Thank you. That's a 15.
Oh, okay, that's much better. So what you can see, Rory, as you guys start to make your way back to the inn, what you took note of, I should say, is that there's a main entrance where most of the workers were going in and out of. There were a variety of smaller entrances that appeared to be shored up with timbers, but they were less well used and smaller in diameter. So there's one big entrance, and we'll say that you could tell that there was about 5 smaller entrances. Looking back now, as you gather a broader perspective, you can see that there are holes all over these hills that could potentially lead somewhere interesting. But yes, you kind of have this idea that there's one main entrance and then 5 sort of alternate entrances that you could potentially use.
All right, point those out, and then the last thing before we walk out, I just hand what was the guy, the foreman or whatever? I just hand him like a piece of paper with a big X on it, and say, just do a little better next time. And I walk out. I don't explain it. I don't say anything. I just hand him the paper and leave.
Roll an intimidation check.
Is there any way I can help with giving him advantage on that? As the inspector,
sure. Yeah.
Just give it like a.
You're like, yeah, you did a great job. You did a great job, and then you're standing there as he hands him this this X on a piece of paper.
Advantage.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got here. Intimidation is that is 10.
10. He looks very confused as he looks at the paper and watches you walk away. And if you were to sort of turn, any of you, and look back over your shoulder, you can see him look about, fold it up as nonchalant as he can, and tuck it into his shirt. And then he walks back, and if you looked again, a couple minutes later, you'd see him like doing his own inspection, like trying to figure out
where he went wrong.
Yeah, where did we go wrong?
What did I do?
Yeah.
So confusing bureaucracy.
You've got him busy for a while. Yeah, bureaucracy is confusing. Okay, so you guys have learned some things. You make your way back to the Startled Hawk Inn, and later that evening, you make your way out to the mine operations. It is quiet. There are. It appears as though everyone has gone home for the day. The night air kind of gives you a bit of a shiver, and you can see that along the path again, there's all these sort of rocks. As you get closer, you're trying not to stumble on the rocks, and your eyes kind of adjust as the sun goes down over the hills. You can see the hilltops, and you can make out all the tunnels as you gather yourselves in front of the mine building, the offices, and you can see that there are pickaxes and shovels and swords laying where they were earlier. The table of food has been completely cleared and tidied up. Do any of you grab any implements?
I think it's got to be the short swords, yeah?
Yeah, Paladin's going to go for a short sword if possible.
All right, give me a Paladin, give me a D6 roll. We'll see how many swords there are.
4.
Okay. So there are 4 swords.
Fortuitous.
There are also pickaxes and shovels aplenty if you cared for that. There are lanterns as well.
Yeah, grab a lantern.
As well as oil for the lanterns.
I'd say we need at least 2 of those. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll take a lantern as well, and yeah, we'll all take a sword for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna take a sword.
I think we're all going to take the swords.
Yeah, maybe each take a sword and a lantern in case we get separated. And could I just look around to see if there's any rope or any kind of like climbing?
You could probably find some rope. You're not going to find climbing gear, but you would find lengths of rope for sure.
All right.
Like 50-foot lengths.
Yeah, so I'm just going to grab a thing of rope.
Okay.
1 unit of rope.
You have 1 unit of rope in your inventory. All right. So, now let me ask you this, based, Rory, on your investigation earlier of the various entrances. Where do you want to enter in this? Do you want to enter through the main opening, which is quite large, or one of the 5 smaller openings, which seem to be less used? Do you want to look for any information that might help you with that decision? Let me know what you would like to do, Rory.
Yeah, I'd look for just a little bit more information, try to see if what would be the best way of entering.
Okay. Give me a let's see. Give me an explore wisdom check.
Explore. That is a 17.
Very nice. What you see as you look at the ground, perhaps trying to get an idea of hobbit movement in and out of the mines. You can see at a couple of the smaller entrances, there's absolutely no sign of tracks going in or out. You might see some animal tracks, but no hobbit footprints. Very distinctive footprints, by the way. You look at the main entrance and you can see that there are many footprints exiting. Many exiting footprints coming out of the larger mine shaft, as if at the end of the day, everybody, left the mine and headed back to wherever they go to, probably to the inn for a pint and some food, maybe to their homes. But one thing that you do see, Rory, as you kneel down and inspect, you can see that there's one set of hobbit prints that goes in to the large opening that was well after, based on its tracks are on top of all the other tracks. So this happened after the end of the day. So quite recently, perhaps.
All right, so
the main entrance.
Okay, relay all this information. Say, I think we should just go straight into the main entrance. Do it.
Yeah, let's follow those tracks you found.
So you guys enter into the main entrance of the mines, and the air grows heavy. There's this sort of eerie stillness that overwhelms you a bit as the 4 of you, clad in your sturdy attire. You've got your lanterns are flickering. You've got swords buckled on your belts, and you venture into the depths of the mine. The entrance kind of yawning open like a mouth as you make your way in. Each footstep that you make echoes faintly, seems to be swallowed by this vast expanse. You have no idea where this leads. All you can see is what's illuminated by your lanterns and darkness beyond. It grows noticeably cold, and there's this chill that creeps across your bones, causing you to shiver maybe. Drips of water falling from unseen stalactites, creating sort of the soft pitter-patter symphony that's sort of reverberating on the tunnel floor. I would like each of you, as you start to feel sort of the claustrophobia of now being underground, and it's not unfamiliar for you to be underground, but certainly when you're in a hobbit hole, it's not like this. This is dark, dreary. There's a bit of eeriness to it. Also, you don't know what you're going to find in here. I would like each of you to make a charisma saving throw as dread starts to seep in. Paladin, what did you get?
Charisma? Was it? I'm sorry, wisdom?
Yep,
or
charisma save.
Oh,
Charisma
okay.
save.
15.
Okay. Rory.
Also got a 15.
Okay. Drogo.
10.
10. All right. So Drogo, you are going to take 2 shadow points.
Okay.
And Primula.
11.
Okay. You manage to push off the dread. You take 1 shadow point. And remember, shadow points will they're sort of role play flavor for you as players, but also there's a mechanic. If they get to half of your wisdom score, then you start to become overwhelmed with a bit of what do they call it? Misery. You have the condition miserable. So I don't think anybody is close to that yet, hopefully. All right. So you continue on, shadows dancing on the walls, teasing your peripheral vision with sort of, you almost feel like you see something move, but it's impossible. You're in this chamber walking down this hall. You can see the walls glimmering. There's little veins of precious metals that catch your eye. Obviously, part of why the mine is here and why it has been directed in the paths that it has. There are branches that go off in various directions, and every creak and groan of the mine and the rock amplifies this sense of foreboding. Now, what we're going to do is, as we explore this mine, I'm going to have you all make a wisdom explore check. There are various tunnels that are branching off, invitations for further exploration. It's a maze-like network. And you need to follow your instincts and the faint echo of Otho's name, which you can only imagine being whispered through the darkness. So let's go ahead and get a wisdom explore check, please. And we will just go around the table here. Drogo?
18.
All right. Paladin?
Wisdom. Oh, I think it's just it's plus my proficiency, right?
If you're proficient with explore.
Oh, no, I'm not. So it's just 12.
Okay. Rormac.
I got 7.
Oh, your dice have gone cold, my friend.
I'm about to switch all of them, actually.
Yep, probably a good idea. Primula.
Okay, this is an explore check, so
Yep.
we don't add our wisdom score. We just only if we're proficient in it, we add anything.
It should be on your character sheet, and you should see that you have a skill called Explore. And
Right.
if you're proficient in it, you add your proficiency bonus. Otherwise, you just use whatever that bonus is in a D20.
Okay. Yeah, so then it's 19.
Okay, very nice. So, Rory, give me a D6 roll, please.
Four.
4. The 4 of you feel a chill wind that sweeps up from a passage from out of nowhere. Your lanterns go out. They're extinguished. Complete darkness. Everybody make a charisma saving throw for me.
Jeez.
Uh, 14.
Okay.
17.
Okay.
10.
Dirty 20.
Nice. There we go. Primula, you take a point of shadow as you work quickly to relight the lanterns as fast as you can. Who's relighting the lanterns?
I am.
I have a tinderbox, so I can assist with that.
Okay. I won't make you roll. Finally you get the light blazing again, and you can see again, and you look over at Primula. Primula, you're feeling a little uneasy.
Hey, this is creepy. Are you sure he's even in here?
Don't know, but we got to find out something. Something's going on down here. Let's just stick together.
You delve deeper into the mine, the space growing narrower. The ceiling gets lower. Even for a hobbit, you have to duck a bit. And you feel, as you do, maybe your head kind of scraping against the ceiling of this narrower tunnel, the weight of the earth kind of pressing down on you. Your heart's pounding a bit in your chest for those of you who might have higher levels of shadow points than others. You're driven by a blend of concern for Otho and your hobbit spirit. And you refuse to be deterred even by this encroaching darkness as you continue on. Everybody give me a second wisdom explore check, please. All right, Rormac, what'd you get?
I got a nat 20 for 24.
Hey-oh, there we go.
Ooh,
A new dice.
He's back. He's back.
That's right. He's back, baby. Primula,
9.
9. Okay. Paladin
7.
and Drogo.
Oh, you're
Also-
muted.
What was it, Drogo? Sorry, I missed you.
Also a 9.
Oh my gosh. All right. Primula, give me a D6 roll, please.
Alrighty. 4.
4. You hear an indecipherable and ominous lament echoing across the stone. Perhaps it's a song you've heard before, perhaps not. Either way, it's chillingly disturbing to you. I need you all to make a charisma saving throw, please.
Oh, good.
Good.
Primula, what do you get?
4.
4. You take a shadow point. Rormac.
I got a 15.
All right. You sort of brush off the impending doom. Paladin.
10.
10. You take a shadow point.
Okay.
And Drogo.
11.
11. You manage to push away the impending dread that seems to be affecting your party. Just out of curiosity, where are people's shadow points at? Paladin, how many
Excellent.
shadow points? 1. Primula? 3. Okay. Rormac?
I got a 1.
Okay. And Drogo?
2.
2? Okay.
Deuces.
So nobody's close to being affected quite yet by shadow, but we've got more exploration to do. There's this mixture of fear and determination amongst the group. And you continue your exploration, navigating the treacherous terrain, and you're keenly aware now and recalling the story that old Philibert told you about ghoulish tales of lost miners haunting the tunnels, ghostly voices. I will provide you with an opportunity here if you would like to utilize the wonderful reward that was donated to you by Beth to sing a song if you would like to lighten the mood a bit. It will also provide you with a boon on your next rolls for the exploration. If someone would like to sing a song, I'm just throwing that out there.
I'll do it if you want. I don't mind.
If you want to, go ahead.
Yeah. Everybody,
Drogo.
yeah. So he's walking, he's shaking, he's like, the road goes ever on and on, over rock and under tree, by caves where never sun has shone, by streams that never find the sea, over snow by winter sown, and through the merry flowers of June, over grass and over stone, and under mountains in the moon. Road goes ever on and on, under cloud and under star, yet feet that wandering have gone, turn at least to home afar. Eyes that fire and sword have seen, and he holds up his sword, and horror in the halls of stone, look at last on meadows green, and trees and hills they long have known.
Bravo,
Thank you.
Drogo. Well done.
Thank you.
You will all have an advantage for this next roll. I would like you to make an additional exploration check, please, with advantage. Paladin?
Well, I have a bad wisdom, so that's a 10.
Oof. All right. Drogo?
What was it, sorry?
An explore wisdom check.
Oh. 18.
Okay. Rormac?
19.
Very nice. And Primula?
It was 8, even with advantage.
Oh no!
Oh.
All right. So, Paladin, give me a D6 roll.
Oh boy. 6.
Nice. These D6 rolls, incidentally, are against a random table of things that you encounter in the
Oh,
mine.
no.
So it's pretty sweet. All right. What did you roll? Sorry.
A 6.
Okay. As you continue on, you stumble upon what at first looks like a stick, but as you get closer and shine your lantern light, Paladin, you see that there's a broken pickaxe. Then you see a torn piece of cloth. On the cloth, a smear of something dark colored. Perhaps blood. Everybody give me a charisma saving throw.
18.
Hey, thank you, Raiders, for jumping in here. We are playing Lord of the Rings 5th edition role-playing game by Free League Games. We do have, of course, the No Kid Hungry fundraiser that's going on here. Our producer Bleak's going to show you some of the great in-game rewards that you can provide by making donations, and there's a link in the chat. I should also say that for every $5 donated to our stream effort, you will get one virtual ticket in our giveaway for a digital copy of the rule set for this brand new 5th edition Lord of the Rings product by Free League Games. So thanks to Free League for that donation. All right, charisma saves. We are in the mines looking for a lost Otho Sackville Baggins. Let's start with Primula.
18.
Hey, there we go. Roramac.
19.
Okay, Paladin.
14.
Very nice. And last but not least, Drogo.
10.
10. Drogo, you take a shadow point.
No.
Terrifying in here.
It's not a good place, especially what you just stumbled upon would sort of give you an indication that some hobbit miner maybe met a terrible fate. Broken pickaxe, scraps of cloth with blood.
Don't know that. I mean, if you break your pickaxe, you're probably gonna get a little bit of injured, so it snaps and you get a splinter. You might wipe a bit of blood off.
Maybe the end bit fell on his foot or something.
That's right. Mining's dangerous.
They did say they had 370 days without incident, so maybe this was before that. So I think we're all right. We might be good. Just please tell me we'll be all right.
That was the day before that.
Yeah, that was day 0. Oh no.
You continue on, undeterred by the dread that some of you have started to feel seeping in. But nevertheless, you are hobbits. In fact, you're adventurous hobbits. So with the flickering light of your lantern, you continue on deeper and deeper. The flame from your lanterns casting jagged shadows as you find yourself approaching a narrowing of the passage. Squeezing through, you find it opens up. Piles of tumbled rock hither and thither. And in the distance, down the dark corridor, you hear a sudden mad cry that echoes against the rock and darkness. Ah, ah!
Oh, found him.
What was that?
That sounds like a Sackville Baggins cry to me.
Very distinct.
Yeah, we've got an ear for that sort of thing in our family.
Do you race forward?
Yeah. Quick.
All right.
Let's see what that was.
So as you race forward with your lanterns flickering and guiding you deeper into this cavern, I will bring up a map here for you to take a look at. You see, as you round the corner, a lantern set upon the stone, casting long shadows over a terrible sight. A terrified hobbit standing before a massive pile of fireworks that seem to be pushed up against the end of a tunnel. The hobbit brandishing in one hand a shovel and in the other a lit torch. But that's not the most terrifying bit of this, you guys. Because beyond Otho Baggins, Sackville Baggins, you see a terrifying sight. A great gray orc.
Oh.
Otho howls maddeningly. This is my treasure, you monster! Mine, I tell you, mine! I'll blow it all to rubble before I let the like of ye take it from me. And with your presence now known, Otho looks back and sees you, stiffens and stammers and begins to run, backpedaling from the orc. The orc watches as this happens, throwing a spear that pins Otho, his clothing, up against the stone wall. The torch drops and rolls. The shovel clangs on the ground. The orc now turns its attention towards you and prepares to attack. My friends, roll initiative.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Oh.
All right, 25 to 20. 15 to 20.
I got an 18.
16.
18. All right. 16 for Primula. All right. 10 to 15. Okay. 5 to 10.
I got a 5.
I got an 8.
All right. So Drogo at 8. And Paladin will go at 5. All right. So Rory, you are at the top of the order as you see your quarry Otho Baggins, Sackville Baggins, pinned up against the wall with a spear kind of holding him in place. His little hobbit feet are kind of scraping against the ground as he's trying to get away. He's kind of pulling on his shirt, but he can't quite get out of it. He has dropped everything that was in his hands, and there's an orc that looks over at you. What would you like to do?
Can I get to Otho?
Absolutely.
Yes. Oh, all right. So I run over there and try to pull the spear.
All right, so you race over to where Otho is. Give me a strength check. You can use athletics if you'd like.
Oh, that's me.
Oh, sorry, Paladin.
That's right.
Rormac, there you go.
So
Thank you.
strength.
Help me! Help me!
That's what we're here for. And rope. Oh, god damn. That is a. That's a 5.
5. You pull on him and you pull on the spear. It seems to have pierced itself into a small crack. It's going to take some time. But you're pulling on it. It doesn't come out. You use your action to try to free him, but it doesn't work. Is there anything else you'd like to do? As always, you can use your actions, your bonus actions if you have any. You can always say something epic if you want to in your turn. Any of those things are welcome and encouraged.
No, for right now, no. Nothing.
All right, so you're
tugging up, pulling on a spear. Hold on.
Spear. Help me! Get me out of here!
I'm trying.
Primula, what would you like to do?
I would like to run over to Otho and use my sword to cut him free. Just to cut the fabric of his outfit, around where he's pinned, and not try to bother with freeing the weapon.
All right, give me a let's use sleight of hand for this because it's kind of a dexterity based thing.
Okay. I would like to roll with advantage.
There we go. Hey, and thanks to the chat for getting involved. You can donate to the No Kid Hungry campaign, and in doing so, grant advantage to our players. Those rewards are available at the link that Bleak Season's going to drop in the chat for us. Go ahead, Ash.
16.
16. Yeah, you come up and you cut through the fabric of his shirt. He's like, "Me mommy gave me the shirt!" As he drops down to the ground and is freed from the spear.
Your mom gave you your life too, so you better get out of here.
Oh, shh, and he, well, actually, I don't have him in the order. Let's do this. Oh, yeah, he's at the very bottom of the order.
I'd like to pick up his torch too, If I have.
The torch is in here. I'm going to show you where the torch is here on the map. The torch is like right here. You can see that red mark that I just put on there.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Too far away from that.
Okay. That brings us to the orc. The orc is going to race forward and is going to look at Paladin and come at you with an attack, my friend. The orc is going to swing at you with a scimitar. That's going to be a 19 to hit.
Paladin isn't within 5 feet of me, is he?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, that hits.
Yep, that's going to hit you for a total of 6 slashing damage as he brandishes this old rusty blade and just cuts you right across the stomach. This is me home. You can't take it. He cuts you, and then that brings us to Drogo.
Oh, right. Okay. Seeing Paladin, I'm charging in. Have at it, you filth! Running at him. There we go. Right. Okay.
Give it a swing.
Does a 16 hit?
A 16 just hits.
Okay. And would I get sneak attack on this?
I would say you have an ally within 5 feet. If that triggers your sneak attack, then I would say yes. Yep.
4 and sneak attack. So you take 8 damage overall.
8 damage, okay.
He's like,
All right. How dare you, hobbits! That brings us to Paladin.
All right, I'm gonna pull my sword and swing it at the. Was it a goblin or an orc? I can't remember.
It's an orc.
Get back! That's a. I guess I don't know all the pluses.
Do you
think it's
have
plus
proficiency
5.
with a sword?
Yes,
You do. Okay, so
Plus-
it's your
and then
proficiency
it's-
bonus
plus your
and your strength.
strength or dex.
Strength.
Okay, strength. So it'd be plus 3. That's a 21 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit. Very nice.
And then the damage is 1d6 plus what? Sorry.
Plus your strength.
So it's a
Right.
total of 5.
Okay. Yeah, another attack on this orc. And as you can see, this orc looks to be sort of... You haven't seen orcs before, but it's definitely not as big as you had heard stories tell of. But he howls out in pain as you cut him with your sword. That brings us to Otho, who is going to run over here and get out of the way. Thank you. Nothing to see here. Time to leave. And that brings us back to the top, Rory, of the order. Now, I will say, at the top of the order, think of this as almost like a some other lair-like action, but the torch has rolled closer to the pile of fireworks, and it is sputtering flame, dangerously close. What would you like to do, Rory?
How close is it?
Well, you take a look over there, or so this is the question for you as a player and Rory as a PC. Would you notice that, or would you be so fixated on this orc that's right there in front of you? So you'd have to kind of make that call in game.
Honestly, I don't think Rory would notice that.
Okay.
Just from character description. An orc is present, and so is his sister, so I don't think he'd pay much attention to much else.
Sounds good to me.
So yeah, I just turn, brandish the sword, and attack. Yeah, let's just strike the iron while it's hot.
There we go.
While he's focusing on Drogo and Paladin, just to the just to the calves. Sword slice.
Oh, calf slice.
It's you said dexterity.
You're using, so it'd be your strength. So it's, if you're proficient with swords, you'd add your proficiency bonus, which I think you probably are.
Wood carvers, tools, bows, pipes, water vehicles.
Oh, maybe you're not.
Nothing else.
All right, so it's just your strength bonus then.
Weapons. So that's a 3.
3 to hit.
Yeah.
Yep. You try to swing, and it clambers off of some little bit of orc armor that they have around their thighs and calves, and you just hear a clang as you miss connecting with any flesh. You do have, I don't know if you have any bonus actions, or you do have movement, so you can move if you'd like as well.
No, I'll stay.
Okay. That brings us to Primula.
All right. So let me just ask, is this torch going to like set off the fireworks in like an instantaneous like explosion, or is and do we want that to happen?
Not really.
Are you asking as a player, or are you asking in character?
I was trying to understand like the direness of the situation. Like, is this a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know if you know. I don't know if you know if it is or not.
Ooh.
There's a big orc standing in front of you attacking your friends.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I am capable enough to deal with that, though.
Save yourself, Primula.
Oh man. And trip is like that's strength check, correct? And
yeah, that would be a strength-based attack.
I have
kind of like
no
a shove
strength
attack.
whatsoever. All right, you know what? I'm gonna run for the torch, and I'm gonna grab it because
give me a
I
sleight
don't.
of hand check.
Okay. Eight. Wait, it might even be worse than that. Hold on a second. Dex. No, it's 8.
8. Yeah. So as you race forward and you reach down to pick it up, you accidentally kick it, and it rolls even closer.
This is how I die.
Oh no!
It rolls even closer to the fireworks, and you can see now, Primula.
He meant
It
to do
starts
that.
to burn.
Run!
Oh, it starts to burn.
It's like a Michael Bay film.
All right, that brings us to the orc. The orc is going to Drogo. I think you were the one that just hit it hard. It's going to swing at you with its scimitar.
I could take it.
I don't think that's going to hit. That's a 10 to hit. I'm pretty sure. What's your AC?
I think my AC is 12. No.
Okay, yeah. You duck out of the way as it swings past you. And now you can smell the sort of the burning odor of a wick. And you can hear it sputtering. Primula, you look down and you can see that there's a long wick that Otho must have set up prior to this encounter with this orc that is now burning. It is Drogo's turn.
I think I'm going to still attack this orc. Keep his attention away from Primula.
Ash, give me a D4 check real quick. Go ahead, Shiv.
3.
Okay.
Does a 14 hit?
A 14 does not hit.
Oh no!
It's the armor.
Oh, jeez. Like clink.
Clang! Do you do anything else?
No, I don't think
Paladin.
I can.
Can I see where I am? Can I see what's going on with Primula?
Roll a perception check.
I mean, she did yell "run."
Yep.
I don't know if she's talking to us, guys.
Perception is
Who else may be talking to?
Wisdom. Okay. 15.
15. Yeah, you look over and you can see her like getting ready to run away from. She's kind of pivoted and turned away from the fireworks, and you look down and you can see this sputtering wick that's shortening as the flame of the wick gets closer and closer to this massive pile of Gandalf's fireworks. It doesn't look good.
Okay, so I wouldn't have time to run over there.
You could try.
Already
Could I
lit.
judge that?
You see that number 2 on the screen?
Yeah.
That's a timer.
Ooh, it's
And it already
down
went
to
from
2.
3 to 2.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna give the orc another swipe with my
Okay.
short sword.
Wait, this is
how we
like
die.
not rounds, but like turn characters who get to go before this explosion happens. That's what the timer is.
Yep. It's turns, not rounds.
I'm gonna die here.
Oh. 12 plus something plus 3, 15 to hit.
Misses. Hits the armor. Clang. Do you want to do anything else? Like run, for example, or anything
I mean,
like that? Like running?
yeah,
or-
I guess I'll risk the opportunity attack and start backing up away from him. So
Okay.
I'll run back here.
All right. Yeah, he doesn't take a swing at you, but the orc turns around and looks back at what's happening. It's the top of the order, Rory. Otho's running, by the way. He's like, I'm out of here. We gotta go. It's gonna blow up.
Oh, okay. It's that way.
Well, either way.
Back
I
wall.
don't know which way.
I'll be okay here, guys.
Okay, so I'm gonna say Paladin ran to like over here.
All right, Drogo, what do you want to do?
Was it
I thought it
Rory's turn?
was it's Rory's turn.
Oh, sorry, Rory. Yeah, my bad. Top of the order, Rory.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is swing around this way, right? As far as I can go to get on the other side, and just a sweeping, again, a calf, Achilles slash at the orc, and I'm just gonna wait for Primula.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'll attack
All right, give us a
That's-
swing.
Valor. You said it's strength, it's not dexterity, it's strength.
Yeah. Do you have any advantages left?
No.
Okay.
Oh, forgot about mine.
It's a 17.
That one hits.
That's a D6, right?
He has 3 hit points.
D6?
Yep. Plus your strength bonus if you have one.
I rolled a 6.
Nice. Yeah, you with that you cut down this orc who drops to the ground. Where's my? There we go. Boop. We got a blood splatter. The orc drops to the ground, and with his last gasp, it says, "I've lived here for years, and it was happy. It was quiet," and falls to the ground in a heap. You look back at Primula running. Go ahead. Do you want to do anything, Rory?
I was just gonna say instead of that is so bad. Instead of killing him, like I did say, I went for that calf Achilles strike. So it's more than death. He can't escape the explosion.
Oh shit! All right, so you don't actually kill him.
He's still alive.
You kind of kill him by indirect.
Hamstrung.
It's an indirect murder,
Yeah.
is what it is.
So
Yeah.
he's on the floor, can't really move with cut
Plausible
Achilles.
deniability.
Yep. We'll give him a smaller blood. Yeah, his he's bleeding out through his leg as he falls to the ground. You look back, you can see the flames. Thank you for dropping the flames in there. The flames are starting to grow bigger as they get closer to the fireworks. I'm assuming everybody at this point is going to run. The timer is hit
Gotta
0. This
go.
thing's about to
Yeah.
blow.
We gotta
Yeah.
go. Come on.
We
All right,
gotta
so
go.
let's do a
Primula,
group
run!
check here. We're gonna do a group check. This is
Okay.
gonna be an athletics check
All
to
right.
get out unscathed.
I will
That's not
use my last advantage for that.
Yep, you
Yeah,
should.
I'm gonna use
If you
mine.
have
Yeah,
them,
I'm
you
going to
should
use
them.
mine.
Well, I refused mine, so
Oh, thank God.
uh,
There we go. All right.
All right, Drogo.
19.
Very nice. Paladin.
21.
Ooh. Rormac.
I got 10.
Okay, and Primula.
14.
14. Okay, as a group, you race down the corridors, the darkened corridors. Drogo in front, holding one of the lanterns, trying to retrace your steps as you do. You find yourselves getting lost for a moment. You can hear in the background this moment of complete silence, and then a massive explosion erupts. Rocks begin to fall as you're racing. You get through a narrow tunnel into the main part of the mine where things are braced and settled. And you could just see this big cloud of dust following through the tunnels as you're running out. You run out of the main entrance into the dark night, and this plume of dust into the darkness. As the four of you make your way out. Obviously the orc didn't make it, unfortunately, but you do make it out along with, you turn around to check to see everybody's there. Otho's there. Well, that was dang close.
I hope you realize how dangerous fireworks are now.
I think I've learned me lesson, but I'll tell you what.
What were you trying to do in there?
When the dust settles, we go in and we search for the treasure, yeah?
Probably brought the whole mine down, you fool.
You'll definitely need to pay Gandalf back.
I might have miscalculated the number of fireworks needed, but well, perhaps we'll explore that on a different day. As we have, my friends, found Otho. You have found the fireworks, albeit they have been fully exploited in the search for what could only be great riches that someday we may hear additional stories about. But my friends, you have succeeded in your quest, and you have recovered that which you have come to recover. Thank you so much, you guys, for playing in this adventure. This is one of the pre-written adventures, with some modifications, of course, that you can get out of the new Lord of the Rings 5th edition game by Free League Publishing. Big shout out to the folks who have helped to make donations to get us to where we are getting with our, I'm just going to look right now at our Tiltify totals. How are we doing? We are well past the halfway point.
Pretty good. Like. Some more came in.
Okay, that's great. Thank you guys for that. We are going to do our giveaway in just a couple of minutes. What I would like to do first is go around the virtual tabletop here and have folks reintroduce yourself. If there's anything that you want to plug, any projects you're working on, if there's anything you want to say about the charity or anything at all, please do. And I just want to say before you do that, thank you all for joining in on this endeavor and helping to raise funds for No Kid Hungry. It's great to have friends like you all who are game to game and do it for a good reason. So let's start off with Sid. Why don't we start with you, my friend?
Hello, I'm Sid. I was playing Rory Mac Brandy Buck. You can find me on the socials at _Sundance Sid. Today's really fun. It's for a good cause. And it's just always nice to have fun while doing good.
Well said. Thank you so much for being here, Sid. It's great to have a chance to play with you. Finally, I've been wanting to get a game going with you for a long time, and we do have more games coming in the future that I hope you will be able to join us in. So thank you so much. Let's jump over to Ashley.
Hey, everybody. I'm Ashley, Minnesota Muse 99 on Twitter. And I was playing for you, Primula Brandy Buck. And if you like what you saw, you could come back and see us on Tuesday for Heroes of Greyhawk, where we also get into a lot of shenanigans. That's fun.
Yes, it is. And yes, we do. Sorry, I was getting distracted. Yes, we get into a lot of shenanigans. Thank you so much. Andy, thank you for being here. What's up?
Thank you, Dave, and thank you all the players. This was a fun game. I had a great time playing a Hobbit. Never done it before, so it was a lot of fun. My name is Andy, also known as Andy G3D here on Twitch and all the socials. Come on over and check us out on our Discord. We have a lot of good times over there. I am also playing in our Tuesday game with Ashley and Dave. So come check us out over there. I think we'll still be doing the fundraiser this Tuesday. So, we'll keep it rolling.
Yep, the fundraiser. Thank you, Andy. The fundraiser will continue through for us next Friday. And I'll tell you a little bit about what we have coming up. But let's jump over to Shiv. Shiv, thanks for being here, my friend.
Thank you for having me. I'm Shiv. You can find me over at IO Shiv, and I have been playing part-time mine inspector stroke messenger Drogo Baggins, who has got into some mischief for the rest of these crazy cats.
Baggins?
No.
Of course not.
No, but it's been good fun. It's for a worthy cause. It's for a good cause, and it's good to see that we've raised some cash doing this today. It's been great.
Yeah, can anybody see what the total is? I can't quite see it on my screen right now.
It's up to 1382.
Hey, that's awesome. We set a goal that I think is pretty ambitious, but I think, I'm excited to see that we're over halfway there, and there's a lot of folks out there who want to do good in the world. So if we can get the word out, the way that folks can help is if you're in the chat and you're hanging out with us, or you're connected with any of the folks on the screen or the guild itself, which I encourage you to jump over to our Discord and come and hang out with us. Just help spread the word as best you can. Kids need food, and we're trying to do as much as we can here to support the efforts of No Kid Hungry. So thank you very much. And in doing so, we do have a bunch of great content coming up this week on Guild Superior. We also have partners who are helping us at Phoenixy Wacky. A bunch of the raiders came in. We appreciate that. And over at the Wanderers Haven as well. So check out any of those streamers and get involved with their efforts as well. Thank you to them. So this afternoon in an hour from now, we will be picking up with part 2 of this Lord of the Rings role play relay. Bleak Season and I will be switching roles. I'll be producing. Bleak will be running. We'll have a new cast of folks, with the exception of Ashley, who's sticking around. Thanks, Ashley. So we'll continue to do some fundraising into the afternoon with part 2 of this adventure. We also have next week, as Andy and Ashley mentioned, we have our Heroes of Greyhawk stream on Tuesday night, which we will be continuing with the No Kid Hungry fundraising. We have our Shade Song campaign, which Bleak runs on Thursday. And then Friday night, my friends, we have a very special Blade Runner game that will have many interesting surprises that you will want to be there for. I'm very excited to be playing in that. Bleak will be running it with an awesome cast of folks. Very, very excited to play some more Blade Runner. It's just a great game, also by Free League Publishing. So without further ado, we are going to go ahead and run the raffle here. Now, I have everybody who's donated. I went through the records here on Tiltify, and I have you all in my list. Some of you have multiple entries, which is really cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Rory, or Sid, excuse me. I'm using your Hobbit name. Sid, if you wouldn't mind rolling a D10 for me.
D10?
Yep.
All right. Let's see, D10. Let's see what we got here. Shaboing. We got a 1.
A 1. Shenanigans is the lucky winner of the giveaway for this session. So Shannon, congratulations. If you're still on, we're super happy for you. I will be in touch with the information on how you can get your digital copy of this. We will be doing the same thing with the afternoon session, where we will be giving raffling off again another copy. So please come back and check that out. Different story, part 2. It's going to get wild. It's going to get scary, because there's been stories of beasts in the darkness. And with that, my friends, we're going to say goodbye. Thank you all for hanging out. We'll be back in an hour, so come on back here to Guild Superior and play games with us for a good cause. No Kid Hungry. Thank you all. We'll see you next time.